What is it, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about how Patriots cornerback JoeJuan Williams is going to be testing out the safety position. Now, as of course we all know, JoeJuan Williams was originally drafted by the Patriots in the 2019 draft in the second round and was selected as a cornerback. Before we totally hop in with this video though, I gotta give a shout out to my two new Patreons. First one is going to be Luck Jijong. Hopefully I'm saying that right for you, buddy. You joined that Patreon right away. I want to thank you so much for going that extra mile and supporting me within the channel, and it really means so much to me. Now, the next guy that I got to give a shout out to is Neil Ray, buddy. Thank you so much also for going that extra mile and donating to the channel and becoming a Patreon. Now, if you guys would like a shout out on this channel or a bunch of other benefits that you guys can check out to become a Patreon of mine, you can go ahead and in the link in the description below where it says how to support the channel, you can click on my Patreon and check it out. It's completely new. We just started it about a day ago, and some of the benefits include coming onto the channel and talking about Patriots, playing some one-on-one Madden with me as long as you have Xbox One, getting a shout out, and joining a Discord strictly for Patreons and Patriots fans, and of course, myself. So when New England had originally drafted JoeJuan Williams as a cornerback, there was just so much questions on that move by the Patriots. They already had great depth at that cornerback position. Again, the past few years for the Patriots, that cornerback position, the secondary position, has arguably been the best and the most loaded position throughout the entirety of the Patriots team. But when you looked at the stats, you looked at the build, and you looked at the potential outcome of JoeJuan Williams, it was kind of hard not to like it. He's a versatile guy, very good in man-to-man coverage, very good in press coverage. That was probably the best thing to note about him coming out of the draft, was his ability to play man, and especially his ability to play press, being right up against the feet of whoever he was defending, whether that was receivers, tight ends, whatnot. Still a very young guy, just 22 years old, has so much time to develop. His best years are 100% still ahead of him, sitting at 6'4", 208 pounds, a guy that can line up all over the field and can cover taller wide receivers and taller tight ends, what the Patriots really needed. The cornerback position at the time that they drafted Williams was very similar to what it was now. You know, you had Stephon Gilmore, you had Jonathan Jones, you had J.C. Jackson, you had Jason McCourty. So where he was going to fit in became an immediate question for Patriots fans coming out of that 2019 draft. Now, immediately, what I told you guys in that draft video was, look out for a change in JoeJuan Williams, because he is the type of guy that I wouldn't be surprised to take over that safety role. Whether it is the potential free safety role that we see Devin McCourty in, or even if it's in that strong safety role that we see a guy like Patrick Chung in, with the build, with the man coverage ability, with the very elite press coverage ability, I wouldn't have been surprised to see him in that strong safety role. Now, for the most part, throughout OTAs, minicamp, training camp, preseason, they had JoeJuan Williams playing at cornerback. So this wasn't the type of move where it was an immediate switch over to safety. That doesn't mean that at some point he won't make an immediate switch over to safety. Let's remember when the Patriots had selected Devin McCourty originally as a cornerback, it took a little bit of time before the Patriots went, okay, we're going to switch you over to that safety position. Now, while he did mainly play cornerback throughout the entirety of the offseason and preseason, there was a little bit of times that we did see him play at that safety role. So clearly, the Patriots do see something in him that they go potential safety, maybe a move to safety, or else they wouldn't have tried him at that position. It was in the final game of our preseason against the Giants. That's when the Patriots had rested a lot of the majority of their guys to get ready for week 1 of the regular season. So the majority of your starters, your second stringers, they were going to be clean cuts out of that final preseason game. The Patriots really didn't have any safeties that they felt comfortable putting out there, which is when JoeJuan Williams got that safety time. Now, guys, in these unprecedented times, I'm sure we're all bored just waiting for things to open up, and I'm here to tell you that I have an option for you. Now, there is no shortage of action whatsoever going on with our exclusive partner, betonline.ag. NASCAR is back, and BetOnline also has hundreds of games, events, and sports that you can still bet on. I get that a lot of people here are coming here for sports, and NBA, UFC, NFL. And you can bet on simulated NFL, NBA, UFC events and participate in a $10,000 Madden Bracket Challenge, which is basically a March Madness style simulation tournament that you can enter completely for free. I mean, free entry and you can make money. What's better than that? If you are interested, go ahead and visit the website or use your mobile device and join today to receive your new welcome bonus and check out all of the action, guys. BetOnline, your online wagering solution. JoeJuan Williams is headed into the second year of his 4-year rookie contract, meaning that the Patriots still have him under that nice rookie contract for a few years. And I think that one, JoeJuan Williams, but two, Bill Belichick and the Patriots are hoping that they can just break the bank with the undoubtedly bad luck that they have had drafting at the secondary position over the past few years in the second round. I mean, just to look at a few the past couple years, Cyrus Jones, who the Patriots selected in the second round, he didn't pan out well at all. The Patriots had selected Duke Dawson a couple of years ago. He lasted about one season, didn't really do anything because of injuries. That next offseason, they went ahead and they traded him to the Broncos. Now, a year later, they select another piece in the secondary in the second round, and now it's JoeJuan Williams' turn to try to break that curse. I think that a lot of people are already trying to call JoeJuan Williams a bust, and I don't think that there is anything that has been proven yet that we can say, okay, he's a complete bust. It's not like he's had a bunch of injury concerns. It's not like he's muffing the ball or getting burnt every single time he's in coverage. He's just in an unlucky position. When I look at JoeJuan Williams compared to someone like Duke Dawson or Cyrus Jones, he's just very different. His play style is much more like the New England Patriots. It's much more pro-level ready and much more what the Patriots could use in a versatile type of way. I mean, coming out of that 2019 draft, when you were talking about JoeJuan Williams, you were talking about a guy who was, a little bit of a question pick because of the status they had in the secondary, but a pick that also made so much sense because of how much he fit the bill of a classic Bill Belichick secondary player. He finished the season with about 82 defensive snaps as a rookie. There's definitely nothing too crazy that ultimately we can say about them. I think that he did struggle a little bit through the offseason, through training camp. There was a little bit of down days that he had when it was reported from the media. There were times in the preseason that he showcased some really good abilities, and sometimes that we went, okay, he's still raw and still needs some time to develop. I love his willingness, and I love the choice of him getting ready to play that safety position just because in the awkward state he's kind of already in. JoeJuan Williams 100% is still going to have to fight for some type of role for this upcoming season. But I definitely don't like the situation that he's in. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is he could have a lot of potential. He could be someone that within a couple of years, with some training under his belt, with some experience under his belt, could be really good. But he doesn't even know what position he's supposed to play. Is he going to be a safety in this league? Is he going to be a cornerback? Those are two separate positions. I think that a lot of people think that if you can play cornerback, you can play safety. If you can play safety, you can play cornerback. But that's not how it goes. They're two entirely different positions for a reason. I do like the fact that he's going to bring on some versatility. I think that it helps his role out a lot with the Patriots. But if you're Bill Belichick, you have to figure out in the future, in the present, what are you looking to have him do? I think right now when you look at him with the Patriots, he's kind of just a backup piece. If a guy goes down because of injuries, or a guy goes down because he needs a few snaps out of the game and JoeJuan Williams has to go in, then okay, whether that's going to be cornerback or safety, but for the long-term look out for his career, the Patriots are going to have to mold out a specific position that they want JoeJuan Williams to play in, or really, they're just denting themselves with a second overall, or not a second overall, but a second round pick, and they're also denting this guy's career with kind of playing him everywhere, but not essentially knowing what they want to do with him. Let's also remember that the Patriots clearly did have some big interest here in JoeJuan Williams. He was a guy that they've had interest in for a while, so when he was there at that pick, let's remember that they also traded up to get him. They were thrilled to get a guy, a much taller and heavier traditional cornerback. Something that I will note, though, about JoeJuan Williams, the big question that he had coming out of the draft and coming with the Patriots was his long-term speed down the stretch of the field. Could he maintain that speed? Could he keep up with faster guys on the outside of the field? Because of that, because of some of those question marks, I think that a move to safety, more specifically a move to a role kind of like Duron Harmon, or a potential Devin McCourty when he retires, could be a nice look for JoeJuan Williams, a guy who more so plays on the backside of the field, gives some safety help over the top, but more so can kind of play his zone and read the quarterback's eyes. But guys, that is going to be it for today's video. The Patriots, JoeJuan Williams, they're kind of switching over to that safety role. They're going to try to transition him. Not 100%. I think they're still going between safety and cornerback. So while they are trying him at safety, this is not a complete switch to that safety position. So something still, though, to note as we progress forward in the question marks with JoeJuan Williams. Now, if you guys liked this video, you guys found it helpful and informative, please give it a thumbs up, guys. The best way you can support the channel without having to, give money or whatnot is just giving the video a thumbs up. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, please highly consider it for all of your New England Patriots news. But other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video.